got another toxic friend story. This is when I knew I needed to cut one of my friends out. I don't actually talk to either of these two people anymore. One is a girl who I will call Sarah. One of them is a guy who I will call Jake. Sarah I don't talk to because she was toxic. Jake I don't talk to just because we drifted apart years ago. I had known Jake since high school, like year 7 days. I met Sarah when I was about 14, 15. Anyway, I started to live alone when I was 17. When I say alone, I mean with my daughter. But I felt alone because she couldn't talk. So I used to have friends over every other weekend when my daughter went to her dad's. Sometimes I'd have like mini parties with like 6 or 7 people. Other times I'd just have 2 or 3 friends for a quiet night in. Jake and Sarah met through me by coming to my house. At a mini party, I would always have the same people, and Jake and Sarah were 2 of those people. Jake and Sarah decided to start sleeping together. In my house, I had a mattress that we used to call the mattress because it was just a mattress that I would bring out for people on those every other weekends, put on the floor in the living room. This mattress didn't even have a bed sheet. It was just a mattress and everyone would just have on it. But anyway, that's not allowed in my house anymore. I don't let nobody have in my house unless it's me. This was when I was like 17. This was my first ever flat. It was a different time. Anyway, they started sleeping together. I said to both of them, together and separately, I don't care if you two want to sleep with each other, but when it doesn't work out, not if, when it doesn't work out, I'm not taking no sides. I don't care why it ends. I don't care if someone else is at fault. I don't care if one of you do something wrong. I'm not taking sides, no matter what. I knew it wouldn't work out because Sarah was the type of girl that would be like, I don't want a relationship. I love being single, but like, I knew it was a lie. That weren't true. What happened? 2 or 3 months down the line, and bear in mind, these two only saw each other at my house. They never went on dates. They never met up at each other's houses. They only saw each other when they were at my house. They only saw each other through me. You can see where this is going. Sarah caught feelings. Jake didn't have feelings. As soon as Sarah told Jake that she had feelings for him, Jake ended it with her. And Jake said to her, very nicely and in a very understanding way, because he was a really nice guy, he just said to her, I can't see you anymore because I don't want to lead you on. Now that I know you like me, if we carry on seeing each other, it's not fair on you. I don't want you to feel used, so I'm ending it. He did the right thing. I didn't even tell him to do that. He chose to do that, and I couldn't have agreed more with what he did. Well, of course, now Sarah hates him, and it made it awkward for me because now when I wanted to have gatherings at my house, for a while, I couldn't invite both of them at the same time. Jake was perfectly fine with being there while she was there. It was her that had the problem. I told her, I'm not picking sides. I'm not losing my friendship because it didn't work out. Anyway, long story short, she tried to give me an ultimatum saying it's either him or me. If you want to keep being my friend, you can't be his friend anymore. So I was like, okay, bye, bitch. Like, I told you I'm not picking sides. Bye. She then, like, recanted. Is that the right way to use that? Recanted what she said. I feel like I've used that so wrong. She took it back, basically. She was like, no, I'm so sorry. I was out of order for that. She started stalking him. Sarah started stalking Jake. It was my 19th birthday. I was going through a lot at the time. My sister had been hit by a car the month before. She was in intensive care in a coma. My 19th birthday during the day was spent at the hospital. So in the evening, I wanted just a night to forget everything. I wanted all my friends there, but Sarah said she wasn't coming because Jake was coming. And I said, okay, fine. I'm not letting this ruin my birthday. It's been a rubbish year. I want to have a good night. We made plans to go to Valley Park. I wanted like a kids themed birthday. And by kids theme, I mean, I wanted to do stuff that I loved doing as a kid. So bowling and mini golf and all you can eat buffets. I wanted a good time. Sarah had called me in the morning to wish me a happy birthday and then casually asked what I was doing. So I told her all the plans we were doing, and then I said, yeah, we're going to then go bowling at Valley Park, probably go to Nando's and then just go back to mine. I asked her what she was doing and she said she was also going to Nando's, but she was going to Nando's in a different area with her other friend who I'd met once. So I was like, okay, great, have a good time. We can meet up tomorrow. We've just finished bowling, me, Jake, and a couple of others. We're standing outside waiting to call an Uber. Suddenly Sarah walks past with her other mate. I didn't even notice her. It was Jake. Jake tapped me and was like, they've just walked past. And I was like, oh, what a coincidence. And he was like, no, I saw them like 2 hours ago. They've been following us. And he was like, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to ruin your birthday by like putting my drama onto you. But they've been following for 2 hours now. He was like, they were in the bowling alley with us, just sitting there. They weren't bowling. They were just sitting there staring. So I go up to Sarah. I tell all my friends to wait there because I've had enough and I'm a bit tipsy at this point. I go up to Sarah and I said, just tell me straight, were you following us? I didn't word it in that way. Like, that sounds kind of aggressive. I was way more polite than that. And she was like, no, no. I was like, oh, okay, well, what happened to eating Nando's here? And she was like, oh, well, we called ahead and it was super busy. Anyway, I don't know, that's not a big deal. We then went back to mine. Sarah and her friend stayed out. Me and my other friends went back to mine. Long story short, she started parking up outside Jake's house. Jake would FaceTime me and literally show me outside his window that Sarah and her friend, because Sarah couldn't drive, so it was her friend's car, would be parked outside his house. He lived in like South Norwood. He didn't live close to us. They just park outside his house. By this point, I'm slowly trying to get Sarah out of my life because I'd had enough, because there was other stuff. This girl like literally abandoned me when she found out I was pregnant. And then once I had my baby was like, oh my God, she's so cute. And I let her back in my life and I shouldn't have. So I had many reasons to get rid of her anyway, but that was like the final straw, because I didn't forget the ultimatum she tried to give me either. I hadn't forgotten that she had told me to stop being friends with someone I'd known over 10 years, who I'd known way longer than I'd known her. There's more to this story, but like, thing is, I love that I'm getting more followers, right? Because I love, especially like when I talk about foster care, it's reaching a wide audience, which is amazing. But the problem is, people who I haven't spoken to in years have started seeing my videos. Like every now and then someone who I went to high school with, or just anyone, will message me like, oh, I saw this video. Are you talking about so-and-so? And they're sharing them. And, you know, that's how, you know, when I was talking about the guy with the banjo string, he saw that video, not because he has TikTok, but because someone else saw the video and sent it to him. Because people I talk about will now see the videos. You know, I was talking about the baby stealing foster carer who stole my baby, and there was another child that she took afterwards, picked up from nursery. That girl who I was talking about saw the video. She saw the video where I was talking about her. So now when I tell stories, I'm just bearing in mind that they could see this. The people I talk about could see this. Because I was going to make a joke about how I ended up dating Sarah's brother for like 3 years. But then I thought, no, but now I've like done it anyway. She was pissed. I'm just going to have to accept. Some people are going to see it and they're not going to like what I have to say. But I always tell the truth. And when something is an opinion, I always say it's my opinion. But when the facts are there, it was a fact she was stalking. That wasn't an opinion. Oh dear.